What the fuck is up? Higher point of view here to discuss NFL Week 10. Shit, we already halfway through this motherfucker. Definitely halfway through the regular season. Got the playoffs coming. Now this is the time when the good teams either stay good, continue and duplicate what they did the first half of the season, or they fall off. This is when the bad teams, they either figure out why they were bad and why they missed out on some opportunities and see if they could turn it around and make a playoff run. And then this is where the horrible teams get ready to be on the clock and position themselves for next year. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But there have been plenty of times where teams have started 8-0, 9-0, 10-0, end up with a 12-4 record or even 11-5. And it just doesn't pan out how it did earlier in the season. It is a very long season. You got new rookies coming in whose bodies are now done because they're not used to having this long of a season. Same thing for vets. They know how long the season is, so they're just trying to pace themselves so they can finish strong and healthy. There's a lot going on in the NFL season. Coaches even changed. They may think they need to change the way they coach. Some may go away from what they did in the beginning of the season that helped them win. They may go away from it. You know, just like the Rams, they just got their first loss. Are they going to go away from what they did earlier in the season, or are they going to continue and just forget about it, like Kansas City? After Kansas City's first loss, they just continue to what they were doing, although their schedule has been pretty easy. But that's what's going on. Let's get into this schedule. Let me introduce y'all to Buddha, as she'll be assisting us today with this Granddaddy Perk. Let's do it. Next, we got Atlanta going to Cleveland. Atlanta's record doesn't show how good of a team they are. I don't know what the hell is wrong with them, but they could get it done on both sides of the ball. They were injured earlier on the year on defense, so maybe that had a little bit to do with it. Julio Jones finally gets in the end zone. Now I think he's going to get touchdowns. They're going to start coming a little easier to him now. He forgot how to get in the end zone for a while, but that's just this team. It's a little dysfunctional, but they're going to go to Cleveland and just kill them because they're not good right now. They had their spark for the year. They won a couple games. They outdid the season where they didn't win any games. They outdid the season where they won one game, and I think that's it for them. They're looking on to a new coach in next year already, so I got Atlanta winning that one big. Next we got Detroit going to Chicago. It'll be a close game because it's a divisional game. They know each other a lot. But I think Chicago is better right now, and they're at home, and that defense is going to get to Stafford. Stafford's a turnover machine. You've seen what Minnesota's defense did to him last week. Expect a little bit of the same from the Chicago defense. I hate doing it, but I got Chicago in that one. Fuck them both, though. You know how we roll. Next, I got, I guess you call this upset week right now, at least for me. You got New Orleans going to Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati. They're 3-1 at home. And New Orleans just came off an emotional victory against the Rams, where they let the Rams come back, and then they had to keep scoring, and they ended up winning the game on a very huge play and epic celebration. It brought me back to when it really happened, because I seen when Joe Horn did it. I'm an OG in this, but yeah, I see New Orleans going to a hostile environment away. You know, Cincinnati, the weather's starting to change. It ain't quite December yet, but, it's going down. And I think Cincinnati has a chance to win this one, and I think they will. So next we got Buffalo going to the Jets. Buffalo's horrible. Nathan Peterman versus Sam Darnold. That's a turnover field game, but I think Peterman's going to do more than Sam Darnold. And that's saying a lot because Darnold's too loose with that ball. Hopefully he cuts that out because I think he has the potential to be great. But he has far too many turnovers, as he has his whole career. So hopefully, his whole college career. So hopefully, he can fix that, because I think he could be quite dynamic. Next, we got Washington going to Tampa Bay. Washington is one of the teams I was kind of referring to in the beginning. Are they going to duplicate what they did in the beginning of the year, 5-2? Nobody thought they could do that. Or are they going to revert to the Redskins of the years past? This is that thin line right here. So we're going to see if they could do it. I don't have the faith in them right now. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Fitzmagic is back. He moves that offense way better. They're going to be at home. Washington just lost. So I think they're going to be one of the teams that go the opposite way. Kudos though, I guess, gotta say this. Just shouts out to AP, still in the game, doing his motherfucking thing. I like seeing the OG still in the game doing it. Him, Frank Gore, Antonio Gates, a couple cats in there that have been in the game for a while, who people think that they should be retired by now, but nah, they still in the game doing it. So shout out to AP for his great season so far. Next we got Jacksonville going to Indianapolis. I'm giving up on Jacksonville. I'm really high on Jalen Ramsey. He's one of my favorite players. I really love the defense, but you already know what the issue is. It's the offense, and they have not fixed it. I believe they've had enough years to fix it at this point. The defense has been elite for, I say, 2 to 3 years right now. They need to start using these draft picks or whatever on offensive pieces now. And Fournette can't stay healthy at all. That did hurt them, but that's not the whole issue. They need help at receiver, and they need a goddamn quarterback. So hopefully via free agency next year, they can do that. But until then, I think they're going to just continue to be on this downward spiral. I got Indianapolis on this one because I think they're getting better. Every game that Luck plays, he's getting better and getting more confident and getting that mojo back. He's been out for a while. It's almost 2 years he was out, so you gotta get that nigga some time. Plus, he's not working with much. He's got a couple of weapons over there, but again, it's not much. But I got Indianapolis taking that game at home. It'll be close. They should win by a field goal or something like that. Next, we got New England going to Tennessee. Although I wouldn't be shocked if New England lost this game going to Tennessee, but they got to take care of business. They're on the roll right now. They just on a typical Patriot run, so I can't go against them in this one. Tennessee, Vrabel, I'm sure he wants to get his old coach, but Belichick's disciples don't do too well against him. I don't expect it to turn around now, but it'll be closer than people think. But New England should pull off the victory. I'm taking them against Tennessee. Next, we got Arizona going to Kansas City. Do we need to discuss this? No. I'm going with Kansas City. They're going to win this game. It's going to be the same thing for Kansas City for the next 2-3 weeks. They have a light schedule right now. So be on the lookout for that. That might potentially hurt them when the real team comes up to them and slaps them in the face. They ain't used to nobody slapping them in the face quite as much this year. So we'll see what happens to them. I love Andy Reid, but I always get iffy about his teams later in the year. So we'll see what they do this year. We'll see if they can turn it around and not be like last year. Last year they started off hot as hell. Not as hot as this year, and again, it was a different quarterback, Alex Smith, but they did the same thing last year. And they got bounced out by Tennessee, first round, at home. Anyway, next we got the Chargers going to Oakland. After the Battle of the Bay went down and Oakland went down, they're on the clock. I got the Chargers in this one. Kudos to the Chargers. 6-2, nobody's seen that coming. This is another team. What are they going to do? Are they going to revert to the shit that they was doing last year with losing close games and doing all that and missing out on the playoffs? Or can they duplicate and continue what they did? 6-2, they should be a 12-4 team trying to get that first round bye. Let's see if they can continue and keep this up. And, so unfair that they, play at the StubHub Center where the other team just sells out. Now the Rams games turn out way more Rams fans than the damn Chargers turn out Chargers fans, and that's a smaller venue. So they just have a tough road ahead of them, but they've handled it well so far. Hopefully people get on the bandwagon now. 6-2, they looking good. They good in all spots. They haven't even got Bosa back. You got Phillip Rivers on the other side with Gordon running the ball. He's underrated. I think he might be a top 5 running back. I don't know, top 10. And then you got Keenan Allen on the outside. So, you know, he's one of the great players. You got Williams in there. So, yeah. Hopefully they continue doing what they're doing. But they're definitely going to continue it against Oakland. I got the Chargers. Next we got Seattle going to the Rams. I'm not afraid for this one, for the Rams. You know, you got to worry sometimes after a first loss to a team who was undefeated for a while, but they're going to right the ship. It's against Seattle. It's a division opponent. They should know them very well. They come into the house. A lot of Rams fans should start showing up, but I expect a lot of Seattle fans there too. But the Rams are just an overall completely better team than Seattle. Only chance Seattle will have against beating the Rams is if it was in Seattle, which it is not. I'm going with the Rams. Next, Miami's coming to Green Bay. We got to motherfucking win this game. We have no fucking choice. We actually need to ring off about 6 or 7 in a row just to show the motherfuckers what's going on. And yeah, I got the Packers in this one. And we need this game. I don't care how we win games at this point. We just need to win 6 in a row just to get everybody off our backs. But this is what we do. This is our time of the year. November, December, let's do it. We just lost to the Patriots. They had to use a few trick plays. It was a bad call or two. We fumbled. The game was tied. We were driving in the beginning of the fourth quarter, end of the third, whatever. You know, the week before, Montgomery fumbles. We don't get a chance to, you know, potentially win the game. It's all good. Now it's time to turn it on and win these games. I don't give a fuck who's in front of us at this point. That was the toughest stretch we were going to have. There's no other toughest stretch in this whole season for any other team than that one. At LA and at New England, you bring me any schedule that has that kind of 2-game span. So we got over that 3-4-1. Not happy with that, but it's time to turn it around. And this is what we do. We've been doing this the past couple years. We just turn it on late, goddammit. But I got Green Bay beating Miami at Green Bay. Next we got Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas is they're going down right now. Everything is just a downward spiral. The Amari Cooper acquisition was a nice little spark. He started off good in the game. They ended up losing that game, and now it's just very bad. They're pretty much out of the race. Nobody's expecting them to do anything, even make the playoffs. They're trying to figure out when they're gonna fire Garrett. Should they do it now? Should they just wait at the end of the season? You know how Jerry, he loves his people. So I got Philadelphia in that one. They're going to win big. Last but not least, you got the fucking Giants going against San Francisco. I don't know who the fuck made this game for a Monday night. They shouldn't have, but it's all good. I got San Francisco in this one, just strictly off of coaching. Shanahan, he's been motherfucking great, what he's been doing with 3 quarterbacks this year. Give him his credit. He's an offensive guru, and he will be for a long time. I got San Francisco in this one. And Houston's on a bye week, but I just wanted to get him a motherfucking shout out. Started off 0-3, now they 6-3. Shout out to motherfucking Deshaun Watson. Will Fuller went down. They got Demaryius Thomas. Nice little pickup there. Hopkins, one of the best receivers in the league. Top 3, top 5 to me. So shout out to them motherfuckers. But yeah, tune in Sunday to see how right I am. Until next time.
Subscribe, bastards.